This is my OG park. I built this nearly 3 years ago now, and it holds a special place in my heart. Because this was my first proper time trying out a Building Your Park series. And I'm not gonna lie, the videos aren't that great, because I sounded like this.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Roblox Theme Park Tycoon 2, and if you have seen...
Yeah, I think I've changed a lot over the years. But before I go any further into this, I got this video idea from Matt Matrix, who's another Theme Park Tycoon 2 content creator. He makes some brilliant videos. I'll leave his video actually in a link in the description, so go ahead and check it out. So yeah, thanks Matt for the idea. I'm not yoinking this, it's inspiration. Yes. But like I said, I built this 3 years ago back in 2021. Now, back when I made this, the game looked a whole different. I mean, copy and paste for starters was not a thing. You didn't have blueprints. The plot size, as you can see, was much smaller because it literally ends right there. And all I knew at the time was I wanted to start a building series, but I had no idea what to build. I knew it had to be a theme park, but what was the theme? And I went with, there is no theme, my brain's just gonna go wild with this one. And yeah, it's now my most popular building park series of all time. I mean, episode 1 nearly has 100,000 views. What the heck's that about? They're not good videos, bro. But yeah, like I said, this park really does hold a special place in my heart. My dad even built a Lego version of it. This is so cool. I didn't even ask him to do this. I just walked in one day and he built it. Miniaturized the entire plot. Is it side by side, bro? I love this park so much, even though it is like really bad. But hey, let me know down below if you guys would like to see a series of me trying to rebuild this as I would today, because I'm not gonna lie, for today's standard, this is not the best part. But yeah, I thought for today's video, we're gonna just take a minute and taught this whole park in the state it is now, because you can see there's massive strokes of paint everywhere. This building right here has a freaking line through it. It's gone through the walls, man. Let's just start off at the front with this map. I wanted a map because I didn't really see many parks that didn't, and I thought it'd be pretty cool. And this is what it looked like before, you know, it got entirely destroyed by the egg hunt. The reason why there's so much paint everywhere is because I had the idea to do this really cool egg hunt inside of my park. The idea was that you would paint the eggs you found, and well, one of the people involved was Ultimate, and he just went berserk on the paint. So that's why there's a bunch of paint everywhere. Just try and imagine it without the paint. But I wanted a main street. There used to actually be an entrance right here until I replaced it with these two buildings and the hanging sign, because I didn't like the entrance, and with what I was trying to go for, it just would not fit it. You know, this is an entire town down here. Park entrance just would not cut it. So we got our soft drinks, like every house was a different food stall. That was the idea I was going for, and I just want to say, building these houses were a flipping pain, because we did not have any of the fancy tools like I mentioned that we do now. We can't copy and paste this. There was no workshop. So yeah, this was not as easy as it would have been today. I'm not sure if you could do something like this, where you could smash two pieces into each other. I think you could, but maybe I just didn't know how to do that, or did not feel comfortable to give it a shot. But yeah, that's why this entire place looks like it's made out of all the default items, because yeah, it is. Also, you can see these cars going through, and that is because we have, I think over here, yes, a garage right here. Which is the entire ride. But it's just a little thing, because I wanted it to look like there was cars going around, and little trams maybe. I can't remember what they were supposed to be, but I just know there are cars here. And here was the main shot. This was like the best shot of the entire park. You just have a waterfall and, well, my statue in front of it. And now I just want to, you know, I don't want to brag or anything, but this right here, this is Timon approved. That's right. I'm basically the best builder now. Yeah, if you're wondering what I mean, Timon basically toured this park, and he took a moment just to look at this shot, which was fantastic, because I was sort of trying to build up this shot of you stand here, you got all the buildings on the side, and it just sort of like funnels your eyes to the waterfall, which I think is just fantastic. And I just love this. The waterfall is so cool. By heading over to the right side of the park, we have the carnival. I think I built this later on in the series, because I didn't want to just do more buildings, because for starters, that would take flipping forever. And I wanted to do something that would make sense and fit the area, but I wasn't sure what, so I just left it a while, and it turned out to be a carnival, which I'm really happy with. This like tent right here, at the time, I was super happy with it. I thought this was the best thing I've ever made, you know? It was so complex at the time for me. I even got an interior as well with the seats. And at the top right here, we have the old Notme logo. If you don't know, this is what my logo of the, you know, the channel used to look like, and yeah, it's pretty nostalgic. But yeah, it's a pretty simple coaster. I really loved seeing people do this. This might have also been the time where I saw Benny build his Star Wars area in his dream park, sorry, movie park, where he included this, and I really loved that. Wanted to include that in my own park, and so I built it. But you can see right here, the support isn't that realistic, because once again, the item like barrier limit, and what's it called, the plot border got in my way. But yeah, let's actually show you the POV of the carnival ride. Yeah, don't ask me what this loops like. Oh, this yeah. Moving on to probably the most iconic part of this park, we have the Kraken, which is my favorite part. This is my first proper time, I think, having a go at building something made out of primitives, and you can probably tell that because I mean, look at this guy. He's so goofy. I've actually saved the log fume as a blueprint right here. So I don't know if you want this in your park, but I'll leave the ID for it in the description down below. Same with every other ride in here. Now before we go onto the right side of the park, you'll see that there is this little mine train thing just popping out. Yeah, the mine train is something that I don't want to talk about. It is not good. It sucks. It's probably the worst ride in this park, and you'll see why when you see the POV later on. Moving swiftly on from that, we have the second Kraken, which I built after the first one because I wanted to build this little, I really like this. It's just hidden in the corner right here. It's called the Kraken Jump, and it's just a little, I forget the actual name of the ride, but it's this. I loved this. Just walking through here underneath on the water level, really cool. But we have this. What ride is this? Is called the Nautic Jet, yeah. And it just basically flings you out, which you'll see here in a second. I was like, it'd be pretty cool to have a flipping Kraken. There we go, and he nearly gets gobbled up, but he doesn't. Now, actually, before I forget, I do want to talk about this little alleyway right here. It goes into this little middle area of this town right here. It's just got a launch free fall. Yep, that's what it's called. Nice. You got a nice restaurant in here, extra foods. Why is it called that? I don't know. But it's got even more stalls. A nice place to sit up here. Now, moving on to the right side of the park, and that's one of my favorite parts of this park, especially this building right here. I was very struggling on what style of buildings I should go with, so I thought I'd mix up and go with some Victorian buildings over here. So these all look very similar. And right here we had Notme and Viewers Counting House based on Scrooge and Marley's Counting House from A Christmas Carol. And the reason I did this is because I wanted a way to get you guys into the park. I had no idea how. I was like, maybe we could have some spots in the park like this, in one of the buildings. A little building like this where people can see through into the actual building itself and see their statue. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you can't see their statue from here. I think this one was supposed to be replaced, maybe? Why am I in Scrooge's desk? We don't ask those questions. But yeah, comment down below if that is you. Because if it is, then you, sir, are probably one of the most OG people still watching today. We got a nice little Christmas tree, which definitely would not be in Scrooge and Marley's Counting House. And I think for this building, it's probably one of the best looking ones in the park, or like houses and all that, because I tried to go out my comfort zone and start mixing things up, mixing all the shapes. Like, actually, look at this. I protruded the walls, if that's the correct word, which I really loved at the time. But apart from that, we have this bridge over here, which leads into the underground part. Yes, there's an underground part of this park, which I'll get into in a bit. But this monorail, I wanted a ski lift because we have a whole winter part of this park, and let's actually, instead of just waiting and taking the monorail, let's actually just walk up it. I really love these ski supports right here, and I know I could have used the roller coaster. I think it was the box because it's like a gondola instead of a ski lift where it has the boxed in, and or I just wanted to use the monorail. But yeah, that moves us to up here where we have our YouTuber statues, if you will. We also have Lennox's statue right here, who used to be a moderator of the channel. They haven't been around in a while. But then we have Timon right here, which I'm just going to share a funny story right now. I remember watching his stream, just tuning into it because I just saw it pop up. At the time, I don't think I watched any other Theme Park Tycoon 2 content other than I'm a Flying Midget. Who remembers him? I had no idea there was even a community behind this. I didn't know there was as many creators as there were. But at the time, Timon had like 40,000 subscribers. I remember tuning into him and I'm like, oh my days, oh my days, oh my days, oh my days. I was kind of freaking out about the fact that Timon's touring my park, which is a pretty funny story now, given what's happened over the years, because I've never been in the same server as a YouTuber. I never have been. So yeah, you could say I was very much fanboying over time, which is something that I never thought I'd say. He toured my park, he thought it was cool, and he left. And for that, I nearly had a heart attack. Then we have Matt right here, who's dying because he just sucks at skiing. It's just Matt doing Matt stuff. Then we have Kizy doing Kizy stuff. Then right here is actually probably one of more of the interesting buildings. Right here is the ski station. Yes. It's got a fireplace. It's got a ski rack. Oh my days. Apart from that, it's pretty cool. Over here, you have a Ferris wheel because I wanted to sort of expand on this top area, and I wasn't sure what to put up on this top half right here, so I was like, Ferris wheel. And I was going to expand all the way over to this bridge right here. We actually have this river because, you know, the waterfall and then the river, with the log fume actually going straight through it, hitting a rock, you know, bouncing off the rock, so it doesn't just go straight down there, you know, as if it's being caught by the current, but bounces off the rock and then goes down this stream into the Kraken. Then right here, my dad actually came up with a pretty cool idea, which I never did, which was there was a ride that would go from here and then like end here, and it would be like you're going through like fire and stuff because of the fire watchtower. You know, if I was to rebuild this, I would add that ride and I would sequence all the fire effects. Back then, I didn't have the motivation to do it, so I didn't do it. And then over here, like around the bottom left of this top part right here, we have a top spin, right? Which I think I love top spins, like not in real life, never ridden one in real life, but I love them in the game because look at this. Ooh, they spin and they, you know, I don't know, it spins. And it also looks like they're dangling off the edge of the cliff, which I thought was pretty cool. Then here is my first attempt at building an animal. Yeah, my animals look a lot different now, and I think the for the better. But I built a bear because there's this cave right here, because you start the log flume underground in the caves, and then you come out of the caves, and then into a crack. But yeah, that's basically everything for this top part of this park. Let's head underground. There are 2 access points. There's one at the top, and then there's one right at that bridge right there. Let's go from... I'm gonna go from the bridge. This was the intended way that you'd enter. Very old school building right here, just using the blocks and these props, man. So we just have stalls everywhere, but the main coaster is the Radical Rapids. Now all the names, including the park name itself in this park, were chosen by you guys, so let me know if you were the person who came up with Radical Rapids. This is the log flume. I think that this right here looks really like realistic of how a log flume station would look, so I think I pretty much nailed it. It looks very old and dingy. That's really what I was going for, 100%. Not my building skills, just a professional, right? So let's show you a POV of the log flume ride. Get ready because it's a long one, but I spent a lot of time with it, so I hope you enjoy. Alright, that was Radical Rapids. Let's move on. What do you think of that? Now, here is where you would actually go up the stairs or down the stairs. This is how you get to the surface. But if you go down, that's how you get into the caves. And you might be able to spot right there, there's another station. And that is because this is where the mine train is held. There's a whole bunch of all these ores everywhere, and we should probably hop on the mine train, huh? Yeah, don't expect anything amazing. Here's the POV. Oh boy, that sucked, didn't it? Yep, the entire ride is pitch black. Most of the ride was going to be like this, where you can actually see what was happening. This area needed a bit more detail to it, but I really loved this part of the ride with all the bridges. I thought this was really cool. A shame that, well, you can't see any of it, but this would have looked so good if I completed it. Just there was no copy and paste, remember? You're probably sitting here like, oh, that's easy, bro. You just need to place a few rocks, man. What's so big about that? Yeah, you got copy and paste. I didn't. I had to place each and every one of these rocks by hand, bro. And that got very, very tiring. Very, very unmotivating. This ride would have required so many rocks. But yeah, that was that ride. And also, while we're on the topic of rocks, you can see that I really wanted this to look a lot better than just, well, this. This is what it used to look like. This mountain used to be just all of these plain, boring, blocky blocks. But yeah, I wanted it to look as good as I could make it, and that meant placing so many rocks. This is probably why if I didn't do this entire front, I probably would have had the motivation to do the mine train coaster. I placed so many rocks, I didn't want to place any more rocks ever again. But now look at me, we're still placing rocks. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Let me know what you thought of this park in the comments down below. And yeah, see ya!